Sunday, September 28th. Sorry, I'm running a few minutes late. I had to get my notes together and my cat together. Come on, Pumpkin. Come on board. She was napping, so I think she's going to join us. She's stretching a little, and she'll be joining us momentarily. So I'm T. Waldron, and my cat Pumpkin is thinking about joining us. I think she will. I have a good feeling about her tonight. So, come on, sweetheart. Come on, honey. We'll see what happens. But, hi there. Welcome. Where are you tuning in from? I'm on the East Coast of the U.S. So I'm doing a commentary. Oh, good morning to you. So it must be somewhere across the world. It is 8 p.m. in the evening here. So I wonder what country you're typing in from. I would love to know. Welcome, by the way. So this is a review of the series Rewired. I wanna really get through the series because there is so much wonderful information in it. And this particular episode was really dense with science. So I don't have too much to share with you because I only watched it like twice and oh, hello. Thank you for joining us, Pumpkin. Go ahead. And I didn't really get to digest the information that well. So you're lucky. It'll be a short one tonight on this. And then also, we're going to go back to my old friend, Dr. Florence Scovel-Shinn, a metaphysician, and I'm going to read to you something from her book, The Secret Door to Success, because yesterday we talked about abundance. Hi there. Hi, Sister in Bonds. Welcome. So I hope you're having a great day or evening wherever you're tuning in from. Again, I'm T. Waldron. This is my cat, Pumpkin. We're going to start off with a little bit of deep breathing just for you. Just take a few minutes for yourself if you're not driving or operating heavy machinery. Hi there. War of World Tripod Plays. Welcome. And by the way, welcome to our moderator as well, Imran Hossain. He's a YouTube SEO specialist and he does a great job. So if you need SEO optimization, then he's your guy. And also he makes fun thumbnails. They're really good. So this episode is episode 6 of this program called Rewired by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's on Gaia, and this month there's an entire month of Gaia for 99 cents. So I do recommend, for less than a cup of coffee, you can watch this whole series and a bunch of other stuff that's a lot of fun. Good evening, Art. And by the way, happy anniversary. Jim Whittles, welcome. Welcome back, I should say. Will Newman. You're so funny. It is not a Taylor Swift superfan channel, although she's excellent. Yeah, I don't know. Evo, I'm not the right person to ask because people critique me all the time on my makeup. So if you like it tonight, we hit a good one tonight. Either it's usually too dark or too light under my eyes. Bonsoir. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Bonsoir. Okay. I'm going to have to learn French now, Art. I know it's a little bit of Italian and a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of English, but zero French. Hi, Michael. Welcome. Okay, so we're talking about episode 6 of Dr. Joe Dispenza's series called Rewired. But before we do that, let's do some deep breathing because I almost forgot to do that. Taylor Swift is a genius. Hi, Giancarlo. Welcome back. Ciao from Italy. Oh my goodness, I love Italy. Oh, Italy's so beautiful. Bellissima. Hi, Christian. Hi, Giancarlo. Rudro, welcome. Oh, good morning. Okay, I'm not going to look at the chat right now. I've got to focus. Let's do a little bit of deep breathing. And if you're not driving or operating heavy machinery, please take a moment and close your eyes. Even if you're on public transportation, pretend you're taking a nap. You're going to inhale through your nose and hold it. I'm just trying to regulate my nervous system as well. And then I'll check the chat after this is done. And exhale. We're going to do just a few deep breaths together. We've got Pumpkin here sending you good vibes at the same time. And then inhale. And hold it. We're slowing our breath down. This helps regulate our nervous system. It brings our fight or flight vibe into calm, into creation mode, into abundance. Exhale. Hold that breath out. Try to hold it out longer than when you inhale. So try to extend that exhale out and then hold that air out. Empty your lungs for a moment. This is hard to do. Then inhale again. And hold it in. Let that beautiful healing oxygen go to all your cells. Feel that good vibe. Feel Pumpkin's good vibes coming through the screen to you. And then exhale. Excellent. I feel much calmer already. So this is fantastic. This is a good thing. And you can do this anytime. This is a superpower we have. We can control our body chemistry more than we realize. Inhale. Good. And then exhale. We'll do one more set together. Try to make this the slowest one yet. Inhale. And hold it. Let that oxygen go everywhere. And then exhale. Great. Okay, let's see what's been happening in the chat. Okay, not too much. Excellent. Good, good, good. Okay. It's morning there. Excellent. Hey, Shams. All is well, Shams. Thanks for asking. I hope all is well with you as well. Oh, okay, got it. Oh, yeah, these I did get these in France. I didn't know what you were talking about. That is, you know what? You're like the third person that asked if this is a bear. Pumpkin, are you a cat or a bear? Can you say meow? No, she's a cat. She's not going to say anything. She's a cat. And her name is Pumpkin. She is 17 almost years old, 16 and a half. Thanks for noticing her. Excellent. And she loves being here for you guys. Oh, thank you so much. Fancy Sun. Those are the funniest handles. Hi, cucumbers. Kerosene cucumbers. Hi, Noble Joseph. Welcome back. Matthew, hello. Kayla, hello. Namuel, hello. Hello to Evil. Yeah, she's a senior citizen, right? So I'm about to just share my thoughts about this Rewired episode from Dr. Joe Dispenza, which it's so cool because he's going to bring in quantum physics in a future episode, which is what I'm studying. I'm going for my doctorate in metaphysical life coaching. So I love the meditation because it changes your body chemistry and it gives you more power. It empowers you. You are limitless. You are powerful. You're eternal. And we have so many parts of our brain that we don't know how to, well, I didn't know how to use. And I'm learning how to do all this through meditation, through education, through all sorts of stuff. So it's really cool. Yeah. Nobody. She's a cat, but thank you. Hi, James. Hola, Kayla. Oh, Kaila. I hope I said that right. This is Pumpkin. You're 20. Excellent. Well, what do you got here? As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. That's deep, nobody. I love that. Read the book by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Oh yeah, I quote him all the time. Yeah. I went to his week-long retreat in Florida like 3 weeks ago. Changed my life. Yeah, I do read from his other book, the one I have, the more recent one. I forget the name of it, but it's really good. Yeah, he's amazing. Let's see, Becoming Supernatural. It has changed my life for better in so many ways. I'm so glad to hear that. It's nice to hear that this information that he's sharing has such an impact on so many different people. So thank you for sharing that, nobody. I appreciate that. Yeah, stay positive. The only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. Whoa, you're dropping all kinds of knowledge tonight, nobody. Thank you. Hey, Rudro, peace to you. Hey, Paul. Am I a man? No, but thank you for asking. You're not the first person that asked that. Nope. But that's pretty funny. Um, I don't know. I don't know why people would keep asking me that, but that's okay. King Cash. Oh, thank you. Arrogant. Thank you, Rudro. Hey, man. They're saying hello to you. They're saying meow to you, Pumpkin. Do you have anything you want to say back? Can you say meow? No, she's a cat. She's not going to talk. Daniel, thank you. Thanks, Mohammed. Oh, nobody, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate that. Yeah, and if you want to see, it was funny, I did like a video as I was driving to the meditation retreat at like 1 in the morning. So you might appreciate that if you're a Dispenza fan. Okay. Okay, goodbye, King Cash. Hi, Go Ken. Yeah, hey, Bill. Okay. Learning, ooh, integrated energy therapy. I don't know, I don't know what that, I mean, it sounds familiar. So I'm not sure what that is, but I'll have to look into it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, I don't listen. Guess what? I did a video. What you think of me is none of my business. It's so freeing. It's you know what people say in the chat that's rude or disrespectful tells me about who they are. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay, let's get to the content. Thank you guys for chatting so much. I don't want to miss anybody, but also I've got to get to this content because I could read your chats all night. It's fantastic. So this is episode 6 on series 1 of Rewired with Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's entitled Reprogramming Your Genes, which is amazing. Okay, we can reprogram our genes. That was shocking to me. There's a science that it is entitled called epigenetics, above genetics. Epi means above genetics, above your genetics. You can change your genes, guys. Our bodies are protein-producing machines. Every cell except red blood cells create proteins, which I didn't know that. I thought that was interesting to share with you. A gene is stimulated or regulated by our body chemistry. Okay, so if we're in fight or flight, if we're in stress, if we are not relaxed and in peaceful creative mode, we are producing proteins that are inferior. We're creating bad proteins. Whereas if we are relaxed, if we have good body chemistry, if we are like we just did that breath meditation, that brought you into better body chemistry, and you're going to produce healthier proteins if you can stay in that state. It's amazing. So they did a study years ago. They used to think, oh, genetics, nature versus nurture. We used to think, oh, whatever your genes are, that's your lot in life. But they did a study fairly recently, and it said that less than 1% of people are born with genetic diseases that cannot be changed. 99% are created from, are brought on, not created from, but brought on. You might have the genes, but they're brought on by lifestyle, behavior, and choices. That is incredible. So we have so much more power than we thought. Okay, our emotions can cause genes to upregulate or downregulate, and the genes get their instructions from our body chemistry. And I did a whole series, like a talk about I think it was last Sunday, or it might have been Sunday or Saturday, on the episode about our stress hormones, which was very powerful, that episode. But again, get Gaia 99 cents for the month, and just watch the whole series yourself, because I'm giving you my take on it, but he does it like really well with video and images and clip art and stuff. It's really good, and a lot more content. Okay, so he says that the upregulation, our genes are like Christmas lights. Sometimes they light up, sometimes they flash, sometimes, depending on what the chemistry is in our body, it can change their function, which is wild. So people think neurologically, and it can change us neurologically, and it can change us chemically, what we think, which is wild. So highly charged events, emotional events, what can they do? They can be, we can become in a state like that where we're always stressed out. So we're always producing genes that are not the best. They're not the best quality because we're stressed out all the time. And when we, and that episode back there talked about that when we are in fight or flight mode, our body is in fear or anger, our energy goes to fighting or flighting or heart rate. It's not going to our organs and to produce those healthy genes and the healthy proteins. So we want to have good chemistry in our body, and what that's involved in is being calm, in being like feeling that we are in control of our lives. And a lot of us, I felt like that for years, where I was just running from thing to thing, and I've changed my life completely over time. It's taken me 5 years. I'm still doing it. It's a practice. It's going to be for the rest of my life. But it's so different now than I used to be. I respond rather than reacting, and it's so much more empowering. It's such a better life. Okay, let me see what you guys have been saying in the chat, because I do appreciate all the chatting. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. Rodro, thank you. I'm great. How are you, Zed Kingdom? Oh, believe love. Yeah, similar to Reiki. Okay, yes, I love Reiki. Hi there, believe love. I love that name. That's excellent. Thank you so much, Lauren. Pumpkin, they said you're cute. Yeah, she knows. Oh, Rudra, I like your comments. Oh, epigenetics is not changing your genetic code. It's regulating. It's okay. You're right. It's Des. Thanks for the correction. Epigenetics is not changing your genetic code. It's regulating the expression of those genes. You're right. Okay. I got to work on that. Running through the bombs. What kind of cat is that? She is a British short hair, and she's 16 and a half. Hola. Hi, Fran. Rudro. Yeah, most genetic disorders are not lifestyle driven. Well, that's not what he said in this episode. So maybe I understood it wrong, Des, because I'm not perfect, but I understood it to be that we are modifying the expression of our genes, because he went on to say, okay, this part I did write down, that there's 100,000 proteins and then 40,000 of something else that create 23,686 different genes. So I think it's something to do with, I don't know. I couldn't get it. So anyway, that part I'm a little fuzzy on because I didn't take good notes and I had company, so I really wasn't paying as much attention as I normally would. I was trying to like watch them watch it and say, "Isn't that incredible?" And they were like, "Did you have a cup of coffee?" All right. So he said the expression of protein is the expression of life. Stress becomes the known, and when we're in constant stress, that produces ill health or disease. So that's what he said. I mean, that I did write down. And then they did a study on type 2 diabetes. Oh, they had these people watch a comedy show for an hour who had type 2 diabetes, and 20 genes upregulated by changing their mood for 1 hour for 4 days. They watched 1 hour of comedy 4 days in a row, and 20 genes were upregulated just from watching comedy. So that was shocking to me, okay? I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it's Des. I'm not sure. I could be saying this wrong. Please watch the episode. But these are just my notes. So, yeah. Emotional events can change the color of your eyes. You know, I heard about that, Giovanni. I would love to go for blue. I'm great today. Thanks for asking, Gavin. How are you? Yes? Glory to God. There we go. I do play guitar, Milton, but not tonight. Yeah, proteins. Maybe I mean proteins. Des, I don't know. I'm not standing by my notes this evening. These were really, it was a hard episode, and I only watched it twice. Usually I watch it over 4 or 5 times and take much better notes and like get it better. So yeah, I'm just putting some ideas out here. I'm just telling you that's a little precursor. Watch the actual episode because I don't want to give misinformation. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Bill, I'll see you later. Yeah, so, yeah, there's a whole conversation here about God in here. Again, the gene doesn't change, the expression of the gene changes. Yeah, I apologize. That sounds right. It does. Thank you. Let me read that again. The gene doesn't change, the expression of the gene changes. Yeah, so I think that's what he was talking about when he said upregulate or downregulate the gene. So thank you for that clarification. Okay, yep. Oh, welcome you, Yabo Art. Welcome. They're just jokes. I'm good. I'm glad you're good. That's excellent. Welcome back. Okay, we gotta delete that. We don't want any politics in my chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for understanding, Des. Nice decorations. Oh, welcome from Colombia. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Colombia is amazing. Okay. Yeah, definitely review the material. I'd love to know what you think because I've been like reviewing each episode, right, Pumpkin? I've been doing like one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and then so yeah, check it out. This is the 6th episode, but definitely go from the beginning and let me know what you think. And you know, I'm open. I don't know this stuff that well because again, I didn't really study it that well. But yeah, thank you. I upload random stuff. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he quoted like 3 studies in that episode, I think. So yeah, definitely. And I love that because the stuff he talks about is science backed. So he's not just saying, oh, I think this is true, or I heard this story once. He usually is citing studies, which is fantastic. Yeah. Okay, hi Ariana. Hey Rangel, Joe Luis, Matsome, welcome. Okay. I'm not sure I'm ready to play what you're talking about. I'm glad you find it interesting, just joking. Hi Jim Morrison, nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I love you. Yeah, Colombia is amazing, right? I'm in the east coast of the U.S., Wagner. Thanks for asking. Where are you? I would love to know. Samosa. I'm not sure what that is. Keep it simple. Love it. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. Take care. Thank you so much, it says. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Oh, Pumpkin, you're getting a lot of love. Everybody loves you, Pumpkin. Do you know that? She knows. I'm gonna read to you from, oh, hi there, it did. Hi, Steve, thank you. Jalanmont, welcome. Hi, Med. Off the shore, I'm not sure. But anyway, okay, I'll wrap this up with the whole, my week notes. He ended with 2 stories, which I think was good. And I'll just say one more thing. Beliefs change our inner experience that overcomes the emotional charge from the past. So that can condition the body to change, and that can change our chemistry. And he told the story of a 72-year-old woman with Parkinson's disease, who when she arrived, she couldn't swallow, she could not eat solid food. She actually, unfortunately, was drooling, she just couldn't, she had no muscles in her throat and mouth. She couldn't sit or stand. She couldn't stand up, I should say. After one meditation, she got on the stage. She wasn't drooling. She stood up and sat down. and he claims that this upregulated her genes. And I've worked with Parkinson's patients. I ran a Parkinson's support group for over 10 years, and I've never seen anyone reverse the effects of the symptoms. And it's a designer disease, so everybody's got different symptoms. You know, some people have, most people do have tremors, not everybody, but everybody has different symptoms. And I've seen people hold off the progression through exercise and medication, but and through, actually, I have seen DBS, deep brain stimulation, that has actually reversed tremors and things like that, but that's like a major surgery. I've never seen, you know, topical stuff or medication reverse symptoms, and that happened with this woman who was live at the event. So that I thought was a very good story. And then there was some other genetic disease this woman had since she was a child. She also had a abusive childhood. So I think he alluded to that was brought on somehow by her experience as a child. And she meditated for 2 years, and then she went for a test and it was not in her blood anymore. And then someone heard her story in the audience and had exactly the same rare disease, and they were meditating every day after seeing her, and then they went home and kicked the disease in 3 months. So I thought those were two very good stories, as far as, you know, the power of your mind over your chemistry in your body. Okay, let's see what you guys have been saying. Okay. Oh, thank you, Steve. Have a good night, Shivani. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Cadence. Yep, this is Pumpkin. Maria Teresa, hello. They're sending you lots of love, Pumpkin. She's sending you love too. That's her disinterested face is. Hi, Sunder. Welcome. Okay. So, I'm going to read to you now from this book by Florence Scovel Shinn. And by the way, thank you so much, Imran Hossain, for keeping our chat nice and clean. Okay. Trauma rewrites the markers, and the way our body reads markers is affected. Absolutely, yeah. Trauma. Oh, it can have so much effect on us. Absolutely true. Yeah. Soul. Oh, thank you. They said you're pretty, Pumpkin. Okay, so this is, if you have been with me for a while, you know that I read The Game of Life and How to Play It by Dr. Florence Scovel Shinn. She was a metaphysician. She wrote this, she self-published that book in 1925, 100 years ago. And by herself, like, she was a woman 5 years after women got the right to vote here in the US, and she self-published this book. And she had a practice of helping people, and she basically was doing manifestation. She didn't call it that, but that's what her vibe was. She was helping people live their best life and get to know themselves and use the laws of attraction to have their best lives. So let's see. Hi, Donnie. Welcome. Yeah, well, everybody's got one. Hi, George. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is, again, Florence Scovel Shinn. This is, she did a series of speeches, and this one's called, actually, the book is called The Secret Door to Success. Okay? A successful person is always asked, what is the secret of your success? People never ask a person who is a failure, what is the secret of your failure? It is quite easy to see, and they are not interested. People all want to know how to open the secret door of success. For each person there is success, but it seems to be behind a door or a wall. And now, okay, so she treats the Bible as allegory. So she'll quote the Bible a lot, but it's not so much saying this is specific. She's using it more as stories, okay? So if you believe in the Bible, that's fantastic. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's fantastic. You can take this as just stories, or you can take it as fundamentalist truth, it's up to you. But she uses it as examples. Okay, let's see what you're up to. Yeah. Okay, hi, Samosa. I don't even know what samosa is. Okay, let's see. Okay. Thank you, though. They said you're cute, pumpkin. Okay. So then she's talking about the Bible. For each person, there is a wall of, there is success, but it seems to be behind a door or a wall. In the Bible reading, we've heard the wonderful story of the falling walls of Jericho. And she quotes it here. So the people shouted when the priests blew the trumpets, and it came to pass, when people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with great shout, the wall fell down flat. So that's really important to this story, because they're shouting, they're blowing a trumpet, and then something happened, okay? So remember that. So that the people went up to the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. Joshua 6:20. Okay. Of course, all biblical stories have a metaphysical interpretation. So this is what she's talking about. We will now talk about your wall of Jericho, the wall that separates you from your success. Nearly everyone has built a wall around their own Jericho. This city you are not able to enter contains great treasures, your divinely designed success and your heart's desire. So don't we want that? We want our success. So how do we get to it? Let's see. What kind of walls have you built around your Jericho? Often it is a wall of resentment. Resenting someone or resenting a situation shuts off your good. If you're a failure and you resent success of someone else, you're keeping away your own success. I have given the following statement to neutralize envy and resentment. What God has done for others, He now does for me and more. Okay? So you could say that if you want as a affirmation. What God has done for others, He now does for me and more. A woman was filled with envy because a friend had received a gift. She made this statement, and an exact duplicate of the gift was given her, plus another present. So instead of being jealous, she said, what God has done for others, He now does for me and more. And then she got the same gift. So that was pretty direct. It was when the children of Israel shouted that the walls of Jericho fell down. When you make an affirmation of truth, your wall of Jericho totters. I gave the following statement to a woman. The walls of lack and decay now crumble away, and I enter my promised land under grace. So she had a vivid picture of stepping over a fallen wall and received the demonstration of her good almost immediately. It is the word of realization that brings about a change in your affairs. For words and thoughts are a form of radioactivity. So, you know, it's funny. She's talking about radioactivity, but actually our words and our thoughts are, we do have an electromagnetic field around us. So, I mean, she's talking about energy. She's, you know, this was 100 years ago. So I think that's pretty amazing that she's picking up on this concept 100 years ago. Yeah. Manifestation is not real, Jimbo says. Okay, well, you can think that. I've manifested some things, so and it's with God, with myself. I mean, it's not independent of God, but you know, you can be have that belief, and it may not be. If you don't believe it's real, it's definitely not going to be real for you, and that's okay. That's fine, but I like it. Okay, hi DW. Everything's great. How are you today? Hi, Con. Good evening. Hi, Matthew. Welcome. I like that the walls we built around our heart for protection keep out more good than bad, although the Bible does say, above all else, guard your heart. With great risk comes great reward. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes we do build walls to protect ourselves, don't we? Yeah. I found that to be especially true when I don't trust in myself. Now that I've gotten to know myself and trust myself more, I've been able to kind of not be so cautious and almost like fear-based. And I'm coming out of love, and I'm trusting my decisions and my own defenses and God, you know, I mean, sometimes I'll rely on God, I mean, always, but I trust my own decisions now, which is something I never did. So maybe, you know, I think that's true. We can build walls though, and that separates us. So that's so true. Hello, Con. Yeah. I see manifestation as placing breadcrumbs into your future. Yeah, and you can I'm not sure if you mean that's like you're almost like planting seeds in your future, or like to grow something, or are you seeing it more as just hopeless? I'm not sure what you meant by that, Shim. I'd love to know. Hi Praveen, welcome. Brazil, welcome. Gracias, Luis. Okay. So it's interesting. So she's talking about the walls. Okay. Okay. So taking an interest in your work. Okay, and this is how she tells us we can open our door to success. Taking an interest in your work, enjoying what you are doing, opens the secret door to success. And then she tells a story. A number of years ago, I went to California to speak at different centers by way of the Panama Canal. And on the boat, I met a man named Jim Tully. For years, he had been, and she says a tramp, but basically a homeless person. That was back in the day. They called people that were homeless a tramp, and a lot of times people rode on trains to survive. It was a whole lifestyle. He called himself the king of the hobos. He was ambitious and picked up an education. He had a vivid imagination and commenced writing stories about his experiences. He dramatized tramp life, he enjoyed what he was doing, and became a very successful author. I remember one book was called The Outside Looking In. It was made into a motion picture. He is now famous and prosperous and lives in Hollywood. What opened the secret door to success for Jim Tully? Dramatizing his life and being interested in what he was doing. He made the most of his life. On that boat, we all sat at the captain's table, which gave us a chance to talk. Mrs. Greystone was also a passenger on the boat. She had written a book, Bitter Tea of General Yen, and was going to Hollywood to have it made into a moving picture. She had lived in China and was inspired to write the book. That is the secret of success, to make what you are doing interesting to other people. Be interested in yourself, and others will find you interesting. So that's kind of that's interesting, I think. What do you think? Let's see. Let me see what you guys have been saying about this. Okay. We can speculate negative outcome. We don't know exactly what happens or even how we ultimately feel about it, maybe, until we actually do a thing. Something that creates unsuccess. Nothing to it but to do it. Correct. Yeah, so you had a lot in that. First thing, what we think about it, like anything can be positive or negative. It's up to us to find the lesson, to find what we're supposed to get out of it. And that might be, the lesson might be, don't do that again. Or the lesson might be, you don't really like that, do something else. Or the lesson might be, you're on the right track, keep going. So it's up to us to find the lesson and then take action. That's the other part I got out of that. You know, if we can sit around thinking all day, and that's not going to get us anywhere, we have to, you know, take action. That's really beautiful. Thank you, Paul. Okay. What would you say, Luis? Oh, gracias. All I saw was inteligente. Gracias. Post actual attempts. I'm not sure what you mean. But, you mean after actual attempts? I don't know. If you could clarify, that'd be cool. Okay. So she's telling another person wrote a book about their experience in China. And be interested in yourself and others will find you interesting. A good disposition, a smile, often opens the secret door. There's a saying, a man without a smiling face must not open a shop. The success of a smile was brought out in a French moving picture in which Chevalier took the lead. The picture was called With a Smile. One of the characters had become poor, dreary, and almost a derelict. He said to Chevalier, "What good has my honesty done me?" And Chevalier replied, "Even honesty won't help you without a smile." So the man changes on the spot. He cheers up and becomes very successful. Living in the past, complaining about your misfortunes, builds a thick wall around your Jericho. Talking too much about your affairs, scattering your forces, brings you up against a high wall. And then she tells another story. I knew a man of brains and ability who was a complete failure. He lived with his mother and aunt, and I found that every night when he went home to dinner, he told them all that had taken place during the day at the office. He discussed his hopes, his fears, and his failures. I said to him, "You scatter your forces by talking about your affairs. Don't discuss your business with your family. Silence is golden." He took my lead. During dinner, he refused to talk about business. His mother and aunt were in despair. They loved to hear about everything, but his silence proved golden. Not long after, he was given a position at $100 per week, and in a few years, he had a salary of $300 a week. Remember, this was 100 years ago, so that was a lot of money back then. Many people are up against a wall of discouragement. Courage and endurance are part of the system. We read this in lives of all successful men and women. I had an amusing experience which brought this to my notice. I went to a moving picture theater to meet a friend. While I was waiting, I stood near a young boy selling programs. He called to the people passing, "Buy a complete program of the picture containing photographs of the actors and a sketch of their lives." And most people passed by without buying. To my great surprise, he suddenly turned to me and said, "Say, this ain't no racket for a guy with ambition." Then he gave a discourse on success. He said most people give up just before something big is coming to them. A successful man never gives up. Of course, I was interested and said, "I'll bring you a book the next time I come. It's called The Game of Life and How to Play It. You will agree with a lot of the ideas." A week or two later, I went back with the book. The girl at the ticket office said to him, "Let me read it, Eddie, while you're selling the programs." The man who took the tickets leaned over to see what it was about. The game of life always gets people's interest. I returned to the theater about 3 weeks later. Eddie had gone. He had expanded into a new job that he liked. His wall of Jericho had crumbled. He refused to be discouraged. Only twice is the word success mentioned in the Bible, and both times in the book of Joshua. Only be strong and very courageous to observe to do according to all the laws which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right nor the left, lest thou mayest have good success wheresoever thou goes. Whew. This book of the law shall not depart from thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, and thou mayest observe to do all that is written therein, for thou shalt make way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success. Turn not to the right nor to the left. So basically, stay steadfast, okay? I got to take a break from that. That was a lot of biblical stuff. Yeah. Okay. Luis, gracias. Paul, hello. Again, Chuck. Oh, I'm reading. That's a great question, Chuck. It is a book by Florence Scovel Shinn, and it's The Secret Door to Success. This is one of her speeches she gave. She was a metaphysician who self-published a book in 1925, 100 years ago, and she's brilliant. So thanks for asking, Chuck. Ever wonder what our cats are thinking? Thanks, Art. Pumpkin, what are you thinking about? Do you have anything wise to add? Somebody in one of the lives said she looks bored. That's just her face. Are you bored? All right, Paul, what do you have to say? After we've actually tried and given something, After we've actually tried and given something a valid and full effort to completion, yes. And that's the thing. Sometimes you have to change paths. Once you've tried, that's a sign. That's not the right path. Let's see what else you said. I love your wisdom, Paul. It's the danger of sinking thinking that defeats us. Of stinking thinking that defeats us. Yeah. There are far less talented, smart, or wise people whose only advantage is to try and complete tasks. That's so true. Who said stinking thinking? I heard that somewhere before. And also our ability to be undistracted. You're right, Paul. Focusing. Yeah, so true. Jonas, hola, hello. So true. All right, let me see. We're almost done with this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank God I got to do that biblical passage. I didn't know if I could do it. All right. Back to moderner English. The road to success is a straight and narrow path. It is a road of loving absorption and undivided attention. That's just what Paul said. It's true. So when we're doing something we love, that we're passionate about, that's important to us, that maybe we have something that no one else has, we have an angle on it, and we can focus on it, that's our gift. You attract the things you give a great deal of thought to. That's true. So if you give a great deal of thought to lack, you attract lack. If you give a great deal of thought to injustice, you attract more injustice. And here we go, back to Joshua. Okay, God help me. Joshua said, and it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the trumpet, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up, every man straight before him. The inner meaning of this story is the power of the word. Your word, which dissolves obstacles, removes barriers. When the people shouted, the walls fell down. We find in folklore and fairy stories, which come down from legends founded on truth, the same idea. A word opens the door or cleaves a rock. And we have again in the Arabian Nights story, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. I saw it made into a moving picture. Ali Baba has a secret hiding place hidden somewhere behind rocks and mountains. And the entrance may only be gained by speaking a secret word. It is, "Open sesame." Ali Baba faces the mountain and cries, "Open sesame," and the rocks fall apart. It is very inspiring, for it gives you the realization of how your own rocks and barriers will fall apart at the right word. So let us now take the statement, "The walls of lack and delay now crumble away, and I enter my promised land under grace." Thank you, Florence Scovel-Shin. That was inspirational. Thank you all for hanging in there till the end. I appreciate it. All right. So that was, I appreciate you hanging in there tonight. We talked about a lot. We talked about genetic expression and how our words can change, well, how our words and how we can stay steadfast with our actions and how we can achieve things, how that can open the secret doors of our success. You know? I try to do that in my life, and I don't know, I'm sure if you've seen some success, you know that you have to, as Paul said and Florence said, continue on, focus, stay focused. Yeah, I know, Wilbur. Yeah, it was a much nicer chat. Again, thank you, Imran Hossain. You are a great moderator. I appreciate it. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate everybody, especially if you stayed till the end. This was a long one. It was almost an hour. Oh, you don't, hey, wait, you don't want to exist. Oh dear. Well, that is, are you okay? Yeah, she's a female cat. But back to Tropaleum. I hope you're okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Wilbur. I appreciate that. Hey, Kenneth. Yeah, her name is Pumpkin. She's 17 and a half. No, 16 and a half. She'll be 17 soon. Right, Pumpkin? Can you say goodnight? Anyway, thank you all for hanging in there. This was an interesting, I love Florence Scovel-Shin. She has such wisdom, and the way she looks at the Bible as allegory and sees the message behind the stories. You know, you can read it and be a fundamentalist, and that's fine too, but I like looking at it as the ideas behind the stories. So thank you so much. Okay, have a great night, everybody. From myself to yourself. Have a great evening. Oh, Mike, that's so cool. Yeah. That is funny. I didn't know they're mostly female. Thank you, Nick. Okay. Take care. Goodbye, Shayla Rebel. Have a great night, everybody. From myself to yourself, thank you for joining me on this journey. And this is Pumpkin. Pumpkin and I say goodnight, and I'm T. Waldron. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, because I do a live 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 p.m. on Saturdays and Sundays. From myself to yourself, thanks for joining me on the journey. Have a great night. Bye.